Hello everyone, I'm Anthropomantic Fiend and I do horror-related things on the internet, and today I'm doing a little contest entry for my amazing friend Tristan, aka CollectorMan himself. If you're not subscribed to him at this point, I really don't know what you're doing. I kind of don't shut up about his channel. I try to promote him as much as I can. Really great YouTuber, great friends, one of the Sanderson brothers with me and Hobbs Horror. He just hit the amazing milestone that is 350 subscribers. Major congrats to him. Without further ado, I wanted to enter my friend's contest. So here are my answers to his 6 questions. Question 1 is favorite thing in your collection. I'm gonna bend the rules on this one a little bit because I really don't have a proper answer for that question. Because I might say, my copies of Beetlejuice are my favorite thing in my collection because they are my favorite movies, but I've never really been completely satisfied with the releases of Beetlejuice that exist, so I don't know. So I just picked 2 things that I happen to bring with me to college that hold a special place in my heart for a special reason. And I should say, rather than brought with me here, 2 things that I have here with me, because one thing is something I picked up since I got here at college. But the first thing is this 40th anniversary edition of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which was sent to me by Tristan. I have a great history with this movie of watching it with some really great friends, amazing music, amazing characters. I really don't need to say anything else about the film, but the fact that Tristan just sent me a copy of this film out of just pure kindness and just knowing that I didn't have a copy of the film yet just means a whole lot to me, especially because I love the film this much. And the other thing is something I haven't really looked at that much yet, but that I'm very excited to look at more, and that is a book that I picked up in the town just outside of the city where my college is, and that is this book, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Slay Like a Girl, Ditch the Demons and Be Your Own Hero. And I just finished watching all of Buffy the Vampire Slayer shortly before coming here to college, so seeing this in the bookstore was a no-brainer, and it's exploring the different characters and just looking at the history of the show, and it's a little bit, I guess, pandery in some ways. I know I just threw that word around a lot in my Wishmaster review, but I feel like to some extent, I think this is like an officially licensed Buffy book, so it's clear that they're trying to sell their brand while also genuinely looking at the series very critically through a feminist lens in a way that, just from flipping through the book a little bit, seemed fairly insightful, but it's kind of a mixed bag in that way. And knowing what we know now about the piece of shit that is Joss Whedon, seeing him kind of referred to throughout the book as some kind of feminist visionary is, I want to say funny, but mostly it's just sad. But all of that mixedness aside, just seeing this in the store shortly after having watched the series made me very excited, and I think I'm going to have a lot of fun going through this because it's kind of analysis but also just kind of fun lists and things and personality quizzes, and it just looks fun. So that's my non-answer to favorite thing in my collection because I don't know. The next question was favorite song. Again, I don't really have a proper answer for that question, but one song that's I have been hooked on for a really long time now that I really love is Come Meet the Reapers by Fablecry. Amazing bands who, by the magic of the internet, have to some extent become great friends as well. And again, as I've talked about a lot with this band before, and their most recent album, Fool Me Once, this is a great track off of a concept album that kind of blends 1930s film noir with the vibe of 1930s Universal horror. So it's kind of this seedy 30s crime underground, but with vampires. And this song is kind of detailing the backstory of one of the main characters in the story, Archie Walker, and it's very playful, but also very heavy. And I've talked about Fablecry to no end at this point. I've talked about them in almost every single one of my favorite song of the month videos that I did a while back, so you can just go check those out. Most of their songs and most of their stuff off of Fool Me Once could probably qualify for this spot, but at this particular moment, Come Meet the Reapers is the one that I'm really excited about. Next one is an 80s film of any genre that you love, and I could easily put a lot of horror here, a lot of sci-fi, and a lot of fantasy, but I wanted to go with something a little bit different, something that I don't think as many people have brought up just yet, and I wanted to go with Pretty in Pink, which, to be honest, it's been a really long time since I've seen it, but something about the overall atmosphere of the film, the aesthetic, the music, the characters just gave me this really warm and fuzzy feeling that made me really happy. So yeah, that's the whole explanation for that one. Favorite Halloween costume you've ever done would probably be the Barnabas Collins costume I did in my sophomore year of high school. It was super detailed. I had the fangs. I still have those fangs. I still use them in like everything, but I also had the silver wolf's head cane, still also have that. I had my hair done to look almost exactly like Barnabas's, and I had Barnabas's ring, which unfortunately sometime in October of 2019 broke. So either need to get that repaired or get a new one because I loved that ring. But that might be my favorite costume I've ever done, even though I don't have especially fond memories of that Halloween. It was actually a really stressful time. I was very happy with that costume. It was just the spitting image of Barnabas and just one of the most complete and, I guess, accurate costumes I've ever done. And Tristan also in this question wanted to know what other people's plans for spooky season costumes are. And I think I've brought this up before, but I'm going to try and dress like the tall man from Phantasm this year. I don't know how that's going to go, especially being here in my dorm. Not sure how I'm going to get the stuff to make that happen, but I really do want to make it happen if I can. Next question is favorite color. I mean, black, but not everyone considers black a color, so I would also say purple here, and purple has a lot of personal significance to me. My birthstone is the amethyst. I am a Pisces, and purple is one of the primary colors of the asexual flag, so there's that. And purple is one of the predominant colors used by the Birthday Massacre, one of my favorite bands, in their art, and there's a lot of meaning they've prescribed to that. So besides it just being a color that I find very aesthetically pleasing, and just knowing that that's one of my favorite colors, just as I've gone on, I've discovered all these little connections that make the color mean that much more to me. So besides black, which is the color of just about everything I own, I would say purple. And the final question is favorite thing about YouTube, and for me that would be the community. It's why I started my channel. I saw all the amazing people that were in the horror community, and I was like, why am I not doing this already? There's just this amazing group of people here. And like within maybe a day of uploading my first review, I was already like being welcomed into the community with open arms, and that has just continued since then. And I've made a lot of great friends through the YouTube horror community, as well as the YouTube film community and the YouTube goth community, and a lot of different intersecting YouTube communities that I have found amazing friends in. Those are all of my answers to Tristan's questions. Again, please go subscribe to him. I will have him linked probably in the cards of this video, possibly below as well. Thank you for watching my video, and hopefully I will see you in another one. Bye.